Hi guys, my name is Dr. Rocker, and I'm sure you all know the feeling when you do a comic book drawing and then you draw the chest and then you think,
you are hard to look at.
Well, I got good news for you guys.
This ends now.
Cause I will show you how to draw a proper chest.
Go ahead. Make my day.
And this will not just be a tutorial, it will be a draw along. So get a piece of paper and get a pencil, cause that's all you're gonna need. And let me know down in the comments if you like draw alongs. And also, if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe for more stuff like this. But now, let's draw! So we start with a straight line. You can use a ruler, but you don't have to. And then we will draw the head first. Because the head we will use as measurement for a lot of other things. The next thing is like where the collarbones are, and there you can see me using the head as measurement the first time, because that's the place where the chest muscles will end. A half circle for the shoulders. And that's the line which defines the powerful chest muscles. All those muscles have the same starting point. And don't forget a powerful neck. And these are the stomach muscles. And the third head is where the navel will be. And then that's the crotch. I'm also attaching the upper arms. And this is the stomach. Oh, and I have to apologize. You can see some lines there because I was starting this video before and then I realized after filming for a few minutes that my head was in the picture all the time, so I had to start over and erase everything, so sorry about that. That's already the biceps, by the way. And the bicep comes out right where you can see it actually, from the chest muscle. The tricep right here, the shoulder muscle, I decided to do him a little bit bigger, and that's the other side, the bicep, and goes right into the shoulder muscle. That's very important to know. That's the tricep, and I didn't do more of the arm because this is a chest tutorial, and here we divide the stomach muscles. And that's where the most important thing comes in. If you do it exactly like I do here, you will have great results. These lengthy muscles, they start at the rib cage and then interconnect with the ribs. And they look so cool and they're so easy once you figured out how to do them. When you do the chest, you can do it more broad or narrower, more narrow, however you like it, or however you want your hero to look. Then I attach those muscles on the side to the stomach muscles. So this is our six-pack. And in my case, I like to do a very high upper six-pack muscle, or however he's called. But you don't have to. Doesn't need to be that long. Those are those kind of hip muscles. And that's the neck. The collarbone. I wanted to have him a bit broader neck muscles. And I also increased the muscles from the shoulder a little bit. And that's a very cool thing, I learned it from David Finch. Those are like the hip bones, but I draw them now actually as if they would be from toys, you know? That's quite helpful. And as you can see, I'm changing the lead only for one reason, because so you will be able to see the drawing better, because it's a video. And now I'm cleaning up the sketch. I used a 2-edge lead till now, and the new one will be an HB, so way better to be seen on the video. Another thing, if you draw move the paper around. Move it around as much as possible. I simply do not do that because you would get dizzy when I move it around all the time, but it's really a pain in the Adam's apple. That's where the light comes from, by the way. I sped that up a little bit because it's a chess tutorial, not a how to draw a sun and arrow tutorial. And here you can see, as you might have seen on my channel, this video where I did a whole sketchbook in one day, which was crazy. I tried to work on my style, and I took a lot from Bridgman in there, and I really like the look of this not so flat chest muscles. But you can use just a flat line. It's really working great, but that's just how I prefer it, and so I wanted to show you how I do it nowadays. The sun hits from, well, it depends on, are you looking at the character or are you the character, but I look at the character, so the sun hits from the left side and from above. So the right side of the character will be more dark than the left side, but mostly the light source comes from above. Just defining everything a little bit better, and that's actually the most important thing when you draw this, to get this right, because that's, from now on, all the other stuff is shading. If you know how shading works, then that's not so hard anymore. If you don't know how the shading works, please check out my How to Shade a Comic Book Character. You can find it, it's a video, you can find it in my tutorials playlist. I think I really nailed the explanation in this video. Okay, that's where the belt is. Very important line in the drawing, especially when you do a superhero. And also, it doesn't necessarily have to be that long, the whole body. You can do it shorter as well, or broader, whatever you like, or whomever you are drawing. And this is where I start to define the black areas, the strong blacks, so to say. So, the chest is standing out a little bit, or actually not just a little bit, but quite a lot, so the long abdominal muscles are quite in the shade, as you can see here. I really try to draw quite fast, and those muscles, they throw a shade on the muscles beneath them. Then I have to think a little bit. You have to take your time and just be aware of the light source all the time. Those are the ribs. And since the light is hitting from the left side, like I told you earlier, the right side is pretty much in the shade. You could actually also change the light source and blacken out the whole right side of the body. That would work too. But in this case, it comes a bit from above, and that's also an angle where it looks pretty cool, which is very important. And sometimes you're allowed to cheat. It doesn't always have to be perfect or totally right. Sometimes it's best to cheat a little bit because some muscles need to be seen, you know what I mean? Because our hero looks better that way. So don't overthink it too much. But still, be aware of how it should be. And here the same thing. the muscle from above throws a bit of a shade to the next muscle group actually. And here you can see that the lowest group of the abdominal muscles, they are a bit more flat. So they are not in such a big shaded area. And what's also very important is that I leave room for the hatching and cross hatching. I talked about that at length in my how to use strong blacks video not long ago, so you might have seen that. If not, go ahead and watch it. It's a good one. Very important if you do comic book drawings. And here you can see this area will be black because light's coming from the left side and the chest muscle throws a huge shadow. I hope you guys enjoy watching these, or at least enjoy drawing along with me. That's pretty cool. I really would like to hear from you in the comments. Do you like those kind of videos? Are you actually drawing along? Did you have to watch it like 2 or 3 times? Was it too fast or too slow? I would like all those things. So if you could take the time and tell me in the comment section, that would be great. And I know you guys like tutorials, so I will do more tutorials in the future. And I'm coming at a point where I feel like I really can give something back, because I'm still learning, like really a lot. And I really have a lot to learn still, but I picked some things up on the way, so I think I can help you out quite a lot. Because I think it's quite good that I'm not a professional comic book artist. I'm just learning all these things myself, so it's pretty easy to tell you what was new for me. For example, I might have drawn those ribs like that at some point, but I didn't pick it up really, so it was kind of a breakthrough to do them like that, and I really like it. My pencil just broke. Well, not the pencil, but the lead, so I had to replace it. Too much pressure! Okay, now you can start to see that the left side of this muscle, it's called the lattice muscle or something like that. Oh, what's it called? I think it's called latissimus or something. That's a bit of a problem. I don't know all the muscles, and very often I only know the German name, and that's not the same in English. But what I wanted to say is, you know, you can spot the difference now. The left side is way more lit than the right side, but that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool look. So here I'm just doing some very small shadings. And you don't necessarily have to do those lines through and through, if you know what I mean. You could also just get rid of a lot of those lines, but I wanted to show you where those muscles interconnect, because that's very important to know, so I left them all where they are, except from the ribs a little bit. I I took them away a little bit from the ribs. Since the light is coming from above, I also do a quite similar shading or blackout on the right side of the shoulder like on the left side. But still a little bit less, because it's supposed to be brighter. And when you draw, you can easily just stick with the 2H or an H pencil, because it's way easier to keep a clean sketch, because this one is smudging quite a bit. The good thing though, oh, here I just erased the line, so now you know what I was talking about earlier. When you erase the lines, it's looking more realistic. But anyway, the good thing about the softer pencil is that you don't have to use so much pressure. Because when you do a whole comic book drawing with a 2H pencil, it can be very, very hard on your hand. That's why I really like the tape. I showed it to you on my Hush video. I think I called the video Weird Pencil Hush, because I made this weird pencil in this video, and it really helps. You should really try it out. If you didn't, just take some tape and wrap it around your pencil. It's brilliant. You can see I also added some veins, just to show you how they are done, especially with the hatching. It's very, very important to see how it works. I left out the Adam's apple. That's one of the landmarks on a male body. That's really important. And since the light is coming from the left side, like I said before, it throws, in this case the head throws kind of a big shadow on the, is it the deltoid muscle up there? I don't know, could be. No, I think it's called trapezius. Well, you know which one I mean. This is the core muscle of, let's call him trapezius. And here I threw in a string from the neck. You can do more of those. Also, it depends on how big your drawing is. The bigger you draw, the more details you can put in. Okay, I sharpened my pencil to do some hatching and cross-hatching. When you sharpen your pencil, always draw a little bit before you do small lines like the hatching lines, so you can make sure that the tip will not break off with the first hatching line and not ruining the drawing, but it doesn't look good. And here you can see I'm fighting this a little bit, because usually I would move the paper around all the time, especially when doing the hatching, but I don't want you to get busy, so you're welcome. But please, with sugar on top, if you draw this, move the paper. There's always a position where you can do the best hatching lines. And with the hatching lines you can do a lot about your style in the comic book drawings. For example, you could only use horizontal hatching lines, like that, what I do just now, but I will add some vertical ones as well. But still, you could only go with horizontal ones, would look nice as well. You even could do no hatching lines. If that's what you're pursuing, that's totally okay. Already looks cool, but I think I like hatching lines. I think it really adds positive positively to the picture. But there's some extra work, keep that in mind. And now you can see there's a really cool shading out of the strong blacks. Even with the pencil you can see it properly. And you don't have to do those hatching lines as fast as I do them here at the moment. You can take your time, as long as they look like they're supposed to be looking. Kind of a breakthrough for me was when I found out that when you do hatching lines, very often after doing some quite long lines, you really fast go into quite short ones next to the long ones, if you know what I mean. Because for some reason, and I see that in a lot of drawings I get sent from you guys or some other artists, I see that we all tend to do too long or too many hatching lines. Speaking of too many hatching lines, there are a lot of hatching lines on this side, because that's the side where less light is supposed to be because of the light source, and there will be less hatching lines on the other side. It's always nice to break them up every now and then, and when you hatch towards the light source, you can increase the distance between the lines. So to get the proper shading effect. The lines I do right here, the hatching lines, those also would be okay when you would do strong blacks. But that's up to you, however you like it. And you don't have to use strong blacks like that at all. You can do everything with hatching lines like Jim Lee does very often. Also looks pretty cool. And I will experiment with this kind of style soon, and I will also try and let you guys know about it. It's very important to try and stay consistent with the hatching lines. Try to make them very straight. It should round around the object as much as possible, but sometimes it's just easier to just make them straight. You're supposed to round every hatching line around the object, but I don't know. I have pretty good hand control, but I can't do it all the time, so I think it's okay if sometimes it's just a straight line. And here you can see how I do the veins. I only drew a shadow of the vein. It's like a negative space drawing. And the side of the vein where the light hits, it's just not even a line there. But even the vein gets a little bit of shading with those really small hatching dots, if you like. I might be doing a tutorial like this in inks as well. That would be better to see. But I wanted to do it, to keep it quite simple, you know? everyone has a pencil at home and everyone can draw this. It's just a normal piece of paper. It's a Bristol paper, but Bristol just says it's a very smooth surface, and I like to draw on Bristol paper, but it doesn't necessarily have to be Bristol. It can be a cheap Copic paper that's good enough as well. As you can see in the light areas, I do a lot of lines which are broken up, because it adds a lot of life. I like that a lot. You can put in some extra details like I do here, but you don't have to. You can keep it a bit cleaner if you like. Whatever you prefer. Like I said before, I like it when there is a lot of life in the drawing. But there's nothing wrong with a very clean sketch. Like on the other side, I do this kind of light shading on the chest, and it's even lighter than on the right side, because that's our bright side, so to say. And if it's too fast, you can always watch it a couple of times or just pause the video. That might be the best method, I guess. And since I'm doing a lot of details, it's taking quite a while, so you can draw as much as you can. The most important thing is all those major muscle groups. And as I will tell you again afterwards, or did I tell you already? I don't know. I'm sorry, by the way, I'm pretty tired, but I need to get this done. It's quite hard to do this YouTube thing, you know. All those tutorials, they take a lot of time, and I have young kids, as you know, and they need some daddy time, and we have horses, and I'm a tattoo artist, so a lot of things to do. But I don't want to complain here. I'm totally happy with my life, so that's okay. No worries there. But what I wanted to say is, you can send me your drawings on Instagram if you like, and I will also post this drawing on Instagram, so you can use it for study or for reference. You can print it out or whatever you like. It might work best when you watch the video twice or something like that, because it's always, at least I can take a lot from it when I watch another artist draw. But it's still nice to be able to study a drawing. So it will be on Instagram, and like I said, you can DM me on Instagram, and I will try and find the time to get back to you and tell you what I think is right or wrong with the drawing. I'm glad if I can help you out. That's actually one of the most important reasons for me why I'm doing this YouTube thing. I might not be the best teacher, but I can help. I can certainly help with some things. Now you can see I'm trying to think about some last details, where I should put them. Some small adjustments. There was scribbling too much, so I took the eraser. But I think it was okay. I didn't even need the eraser, really, I guess. Okay, then I'm cleaning up the whole thing a little bit. Talking about not needing the eraser, but that's mostly because of the smudging. And that's a pretty cool trick. Just use the eraser to erase the lead on your hand. It's really working. That's all cleaning up, and I guess that's it, guys. Congratulations on drawing something awesome. Okay guys, there it is, our chest drawing. I hope you had fun drawing with me, and I hope you are happy with your result. I will also put this image out on Instagram so you can study it any further if you want to. And feel free to DM me on Instagram and send me your version of this picture, and I will gladly give you tips. Oh, and I just realized, this dude has no nipples.
My tiny little nipples went to France.
But maybe he's just afraid to be milked.
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
I'm so sorry, that was really stupid. Okay, see you in the next video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like, all the YouTube stuff you need to do. And I will see you guys soon. Bye!